Hello, everybody. We are live once again for the amazing Maker's Table. I am Jeff Sieh. I will be carving. This is my pal, Katie Fawkes. She's going to be crocheting. We're going to be having great conversations along the way. Katie Fawkes, how are you doing today? Everything blew up like right before we went live. But tell me what you're up to. Are you there? Can you hear me? Are we dead? Hello? What's happening, Katie? I can see you. So we got Zach on the show right here. I still see you, Katie. Are you frozen? I think you're frozen. Let me boot you off, and we'll see if you can come right back in. He's ready to turn on the serotonin machine. Well, we are going to do some carving today as soon as I figure out what happened, what's going on, where my co-host is. I don't see her. I see her hands still. You're still connected. Let me see where she... Oh, man, we got all sorts of things crashing on us. Katie, where are you?
My hands are here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Where's your face? Why aren't you in Ecamm anymore? Can you not hear me? I can't. I heard you for a minute. We will get this going, folks. Zach Brown says, it's so cold in Canada that Katie froze. Dina, iced coffee in hand. Let the creativity begin. Let me find out where... well, I don't have my keyboard hooked up, so this is going to be fun, folks, as we get started here. I don't know where Katie went. I think her computer may have crashed, but have no fear. We will go ahead and start carving here in a minute, and Katie will come on in a second. But we'd love for you guys to follow us over on the Maker's Table Live. We are doing it now on YouTube. You can find out more about us there. Also, I want to know, what are you working on while you're watching this episode? Are you doing real workity work, or are you doing actual like crafting? Because that's the whole thing. Okay, here's Katie coming back, joining. Let's see if it works. There she is. What happened?
I don't know.
All right. Can you guys see Katie? Can you hear her? We want to make sure everything's right. That's bonkers. So
it's absolutely always my fault. If it's going to be anyone's fault, it's 100% me.
Yeah. So I shows that I still, my Ozbot, thank you to Ozbot, by the way, for sponsoring the show, but we're having issues and it crashed for some reason. So I want to know what you guys are working on while you're watching this episode. Katie, let's go to carving and crocheting before things blow up some more. Quickly. Mommy guide is saying, hi, Jeff and Katie. La-la. Look at Lala's, look how small you are. We got to fix that. I don't know why it did that. We do this right here. As Katie, she gets a head start while I'm trying to fix all this stuff. So there we go. I don't know what's happening with, there we go. Do that a little bit. Do that. And then it went away. And then we've got Rich, who was just on my show earlier, saying, looking for some zen while he tolerates work. Well, we'll try to do that.
Zen.
Yes.
I know some of you are still working and can't do fun projects with your hands. But if that's the case, we want to know what you're planning on working on this weekend, or what you would be working on if you weren't stuck at your desk job. What's hiding behind the desk is what we want to know.
Right. Exactly.
What
are you working on today? What are you doing today, Katie?
So I said this to you last time. I still don't feel great about the idea of thinking, talking, engaging with the audience, and crocheting without screwing something up. So I'm working my way up to being able to make more skulls. But right now I'm making a blanket because I can just do chains and then simple single or double crochet. So because I think today's conversation is going to be a good one. I don't want to...
Yeah. I'm going to go...
I mean, I might still mess it up and have to pull things out, but that's the process. Exactly. I'm good with that as being part of the process.
So I'm doing over here doing penguins. Like, this is what we kind of started on last week here you can kind of see it's kind of getting
I want a
blurry.
penguin when you're done this, Jeff. I
Oh,
feel
we're gonna raffle them off. This is the final. This is the final product. Somebody asked, so this is when I kind of antique everything that I do. So I don't like the bright, really colors. So if you can tell, Christmas is kind of a theme I like. So that's what we're gonna try to do. This is, I want to show you this because my wife had moved them and I didn't know. Little snowman, same kind of antiquing thing. So
cute.
pretty simple stuff, but it's not too hard to do. This is my Christmas bear.
I love the bear. He's
That
so
sits out.
he's
So
cute.
that's that one. And then finally, this is the one I talked about last week where I said this was 101 I'm proud of because I just kind of took it from a magazine. This is my little gnome Santa carrying a Christmas tree. So
Gnomes you're on trend with that.
That's I know. That's a kind of
trendy.
Thing. So anyway, there's a lot of mistakes, but it was a fun one to do. I've got another one started. So anyway, we'll get carved. Oh, this is one of the first things I did. So if you're getting started carving, one of the things I tell people, make it as easy as possible. Like that's why I do things without any eyes a lot of times. But this is basically
eyes and hands are hard. Those are the hard things.
And most of this is just a block. Like really, I didn't do much except for put the lines in the chimney, and then this, as you can tell, is a lot like this. So not really hard to get started. Like I said, if you're nervous or your kids want to do it, have them start with soap. That's what I did. Did it in Scouts. So. Lala says she's making more cards this weekend. For cards,
she is
for
really good at cards. Yeah, paper crafts are so fun. I think they're a little bit more forgiving. Although I will say, in some ways, maybe it does trigger a little bit more of that perfectionism because if you don't totally love how that letter looks or where you put
I have a lot of wadded up things. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but easy to get started. Like that's an easy way to sort of get into just the idea of making something with your hands, right? Because you don't have to learn how to do that. Like you can fold paper and make a card. I believe in you.
Right.
Maybe not Lala.
Some of that origami stuff is pretty intense. Like that's
true. Yeah. Like Lala's cards, those are a different level. Yeah. But your average person can make a card.
So my wife says, I'm enjoying my spring break by watching her favorite creator, which is Katie, of course. Who she's talking about.
Thank you. I'm so glad that you're here to hang out with me. I know I'm the cooler.
I don't think you've met Jody.
I have not met Jody.
I don't think she has a momentum. She wasn't there that year. So
yeah, Jody. Although I was going to say you should absolutely come out to one of the events that Jeff's at, but then maybe he's using it as an escape from you. She's like, wait,
like he's not there.
I want to have some time away. Yeah.
I don't want him there. We were planning on doing like a road trip one year to camp because of all the the fall colors and stuff. We still probably ought to do that sometime.
Yeah, it's leaf peeping season.
And my camera just quit. Let me see what's going on here.
It's a Friday. It's the weather. Everyone's been talking a lot about the weather, so I feel like it's a good reason. It's definitely the weather. Well, I'm excited for today's topic because it's been coming up more and more and more in conversation. Maybe it's just because it's in my mind. It's been coming up, but I've seen a bunch of articles about it. And that's this idea of a pushback against the doom scrolling and the AI robot overlords and all of the digital everything with this idea of grandma hobbies, which I love the name, or
Grandma Core, Grandma Core, Granny Core is what it's called. Yeah,
Granny Core. I love it. But this idea of like hobbies, and then also like a move back to analog. More and more people who are buying vinyl, buying cassette tapes and CDs, buying DVDs, VHS, like recollecting tangible physical things that now exist in the digital space as well. So even though you can access it through streaming services and YouTube and wherever else, there's something about owning it and having it away from the doom scroll. So I think it's an interesting time. Do you have any physical items that you like that are a return? Have you been returning?
I'm trying to. So I dove in deep a lot last year on. I've always been fascinated by it, but I even dove deeper, read a lot of books about what makes people creative and how do they boost their creativity, like
Oh,
what they do.
interesting.
And
Yeah.
so a
Yep.
lot of people say, and there's a great book that I read last year, and I talked about it on my show a couple weeks ago, from Natalie Nixon, and it's called Think, Move, Rest. And I think I heard her on Guy
Oh,
Kawasaki's
I have heard of
podcast.
that one. Yeah.
But it was just really good, the importance of rest and doing these things that I don't know. So, I grew up in the 80s, and I remember going, I'm so bored, Mom. That I'm so bored. And there was no, I mean, we had 3 channels, right? Like, you didn't go upstairs and just like, I remember when VHS came out and I could watch Star Wars on VHS. That was a huge thing, right? Like, that was a big deal. And I remember debates on the playground, like, was he really his father? He said there was another. What does that mean? Da, 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 and all this stuff, and like debates.
Water cooler talk.
Yeah, and
kid version of water cooler talk.
And did you see Knight Rider? What happened? Da, 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 and A-Team, and those things.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of downtime. I mean, one, I think it helped me develop reading, but I think being bored sometimes, or doing things with your hands where you don't, repetitive tasks. Those articles you sent talked a lot about how it helps with depression and it helps with all this different stuff. And so I've been trying to do more of that, like even playing the piano, or I don't know if you call what I do playing, but anyway, messing around, doing those things. And I have noticed that they've helped. If I take a day where I don't do anything that work-wise, where it's stuff that recharges me, like carving, or even, doing stuff with a 3D printer, that really does make a difference. And so I think other people are learning that. And even those books, even in like, there was this thing on people were doing called raw dogging, when they would do those long flights where they don't read, they don't watch a movie, they're just stare at the
that's so
screen.
triggering to me. I can't do that. I would.
I want to read,
like
I would
through.
read like something, but that's what I usually do on a plane. But I think there's this, that's going to, I think, an extreme. But I think people are realizing what we're doing isn't healthy, right? So as we say that, as we're carving and talking online, but we're using it as an example. We're trying to spread the word.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting point, because you and I and many of the people I think that are watching are all of our sort of friends and network. We live in this we intentionally live in this very digital space, and we, like, beyond even quote unquote everyday people, like we are both working and playing and have a level of interest in technology and in video and in kind of in AI and in this digital space. And so it's interesting for us, I think, especially because we don't want to fully disengage with all of that. We don't want to raw dog away from all of that stuff. But I think it does get very, very noisy. It does get very distracting, and it does, I think, suck away a lot of your creativity when you have access to everything, and everything is demanding something of you. Learn the latest thing. Have you tried this yet? Have you done this yet? Have you, like, there's almost an extra layer of that. And so I think what's cool about granny hobbies, and about even this idea of like physical media, like watching a movie on VHS, for example, it gets you away from all of the notifications, but it also lets you choose things intentionally. So it's like, for me, crocheting has become really cool because I can bring it with me downstairs. It's not contained in a particular room. I can like easily toss it in my bag. I can bring it downstairs with me. So then when I'm watching a movie with the family, or I'm hanging out and kind of watching some silly TV show myself, or even binge watching a show, I'm not also scrolling on my phone. I have something else in my hands that's distracting. It's repetitive. It's not like I can do 2 things at once. So I can satisfy that itch for it to have something else in my hands without it being as sort of destructive as doom scrolling. Like, so I think it's good. Or choosing a movie on VHS means then that I'm not caught in the 5 hours to figure out what I want to watch, or you start watching it and then it's like you autoplays the next thing, and you've lost the whole day. Like, I know I'm watching this one movie and then I'm moving along, right? So there is something, I think, in that space that feels like it's little steps. And also, I think because it's nostalgic, it also feels nice for those of us who grew up that way. Like, it feels like you're getting back to something that is a familiar feeling, and in many cases a really pleasant feeling, because it is that sort of nostalgic aspect of.
And I think the Granny Core thing is interesting because, like, they saw the younger generations has seen their grandparents and do stuff, and they want to have that connection. But it's really one thing. It's really sad for me because I had a great woodshop teacher in high school. I took as much woodshop as I could. He would actually open up the Mr. Brown, if you're watching, you're awesome. He would open up the high school wood shop over Christmas break, and it would allow even kids who had graduated to come in to make gifts for their parents or loved ones for Christmas. And so he was like, he would make you draft everything out. He taught me all these skills, and then kind of set us loose to what we could do. And I learned a lot with that. And the sad thing is, across the country, is those things, kind of like theater and some of the other arts programs, are don't have as much.
It's first on the cutting block.
Yeah. And I mean, like, listen, I love sports too, but I don't think we should. Like, I could not go play football right now at all. I would end up in the hospital. I can still carve though, and I can still do woodworking. So I think teaching some of these skills that can last a lifetime. Now, don't get me wrong. I think team sports are amazing. I saw how it helped my son and just all that kind of stuff. I think they're worth it, but I don't think we have to get rid of one for another, is my point. So off of soapbox, I won't do anymore. Okay.
No, and I do think that there is something in the community space too. Like, I think a lot of these granny hobbies, like, for example, gardening, chicken keeping, beekeeping. There's also like an aspect of that is in the community. Like, I keep chickens and ducks, which is a lot of work, a lot of fun. Like, but there's a sustainability aspect to it. Like, I know where my food is coming from. I feel like I like, if something was to happen, at a bare minimum, I have eggs in my house, right? But there's this idea of I can barter eggs for wine. My neighbors behind me have a vineyard, right? And so I'm like, I'll give you 24 eggs and you give me a bottle of your wine. Like, there's this kind of, like, you're part of a larger community, and each member of the community has a skill to bring to the community,
right? And
has like an obligation to kind of be part of this community. And I feel like we're neighborhoods are not the same as they were when in the 80s and earlier. And I think I'm hoping that some of this return to these kinds of hobbies also creates these little in-person community groups where either you're bringing together the same set of skills and kind of growing together, or you're making your own little village, right? Like, one person is keeping chickens, one is keeping bees, one is like gardening, and you're able to kind of barter and share and have interest in other people's hobbies. It's kind of it's a fun experiment.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting. By the way, I see Jim Fuse. Jim Fuse is here from Fuse Marketing Thing. Good afternoon, friends. He was one of our contestants or participants in the live mastermind we did a couple hours ago, which was awesome to have him on as a part. So, by the way, we were talking about hobbies and things to do and your show, and we're going to do a contest. So we'll set it up next week, hopefully. But you guys you make sure you sign up for this. And remember, we're at the Makers Table live everywhere. But one of the things I mentioned, I was doing 3D printing, but also it allows me to do engraving. So as you can see, there's our amazing coaster right there. Then I did one even for the amazing Katie. Is it Tater? What's his name?
So technically that's Christian Tater.
Christian Tater.
In an effort to not be sued, maybe he's just Tater.
Yeah, there you go. So I made two of them for one square and one round for Katie that I'm going to be sending. But we want to share the love, and so we're not going to send you a coaster with our logo on it. We want to send one with your logo on it. So we're going to have a contest coming up pretty soon where you guys could win. I think we'll give like 4 or 5 away. with your
Yeah,
logo
let's
that
do
we'll
it.
craft, make, and send it to you. So stay tuned for that. I just thought they were fun. I'm having a blast with this laser that came with my. I have a laser in my house, and I can cut things. It's amazing. I feel like I'm living in the future. It's just so much fun. So yeah. So stay tuned for that. And we will send you info for signing up for that contest. So
I love it. It's this idea of play. I love that,
Yeah.
these things allow us to kind of be our childhood selves again, play a little bit
Yes.
and be a little bit silly. I think that's great. I love that you have a laser in your house. That is absolutely as it should be.
I know. It's just I was excited when laser pointers came out. I was like, this is amazing. I'm in Star Wars. And now I can actually cut like materials with, and it's bizarre. It's bizarre to me. So anyway, so that was our first question. Like, what are you working on while we're doing this? But let me go back to this one, and we want to know what hobbies do you use to unplug from screens? Is there anything else that helps you unplug from screens? Like, I don't know. Any of my it's hard to carve while you're watching TV because you will cut yourself. So I try to actually if I'm watching something, I don't mostly I carve when I listen to podcasts. That's kind of my thing. It's
Because it is easier to listen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, cooking is one for me. So, and again, sometimes that's podcasts, sometimes that's TV. Oftentimes that's because we don't have yet. I'm on the hunt, but I don't have a cute little kitchen TV. I would like a cute little kitchen TV. But since I don't have the one yet, I usually have either my iPad or my phone, kind of on the counter, so I can listen or casually watch a show. I feel like in that case, it's funny. In my mind, when I'm doing a hobby like that, maybe it's similar for you with carving. In my mind, that the hobby actually takes precedence in that instance, and so I tend to find TV shows that are a little bit more just noise or easy. If I can't look at it, I don't care. Like reality TV, it's like Hoarders. I'll watch Hoarders. I don't need to see it. I know that the house is crazy, and I just listening to the conversation is enough to get me by. Guilty pleasure on the. My house is always clean when I watch that show.
The only passive stuff I can really watch is something like on the Food Network. That's that's about it.
Yep.
Other stuff I just can't. Even podcasts sometimes I'm because I take notes so much that I'm like, oh, what did you say?
Pause.
What was that URL?
Your real life hobby.
Yeah. Exactly. So Zach says, wow, love it. That laser stuff is awesome because I love creating personalized stuff. A dream machine would be an X tool. Yeah, that would be very, very cool. Zach had something in here. Oh, Mommy Guide Inc. says, trying out different crafting avenues. I find myself navigating to other crafty disciplines, not just paper crafting. Are you all the same? Yeah, I think I don't want to get bored with stuff. I'll go turn pins. My dad kind of does that, and he's really into turning bowls and stuff. And so, yeah.
Pens here.
Oh, yeah, you do. I forgot about that.
I think I still have it here. It moves back and forth between. Oh, I don't. I think it's down in my bag. I have one of Dane's. This one's Dane. I think one of Dane's, not one of yours,
cool.
right?
That's cool. Yeah. I think yours was green, or was it green or blue? I can't remember which one I made for you. It was a fountain pen, though. Did I lose you again, Aim? I sure did. Are you back? Okay, you're back. Okay.
I'm back.
You went away for a little bit.
I don't know where I keep going. I'm in crocheting world.
Dina says she's packing. It's more creative than it sounds. Oh yeah, trying to get everything to fit. It just sounds like a nightmare trying to pack. She goes, we're moving in a couple of months. Well, hopefully onward to a bigger and better place, because that makes me just cry a little inside thinking about having to pack up all this junk I have around.
Or maybe it's even better if it's a smaller place. Sometimes the smaller place is the better move, so you have to be really intentional with what you bring.
Yeah. Crafts with Heather B says, I make a variety of things from coaster to wind chimes. Most of my supplies come from Dollar Tree, so everything I make is affordable. That is very cool.
Dollar Tree's got some really cool, for a dollar store, they're not messing around. They've got some cool stuff.
You can get some good stuff there. I've gotten some like stuff for photography there that I've actually used, and so to do stuff for photo shoots.
Awesome.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, a lot of people love the DIY stuff. So Mommy Guide says, saving up for Bamboo Lab 3D printer first. My daughter wants to create 3D printed stuff like fidget toys. Yes. So I would highly recommend, that's what I have, is the Bamboo line. And I actually started over, I got it, I think Black Friday, they had a sale for the A1 Mini. I loved it. And you can print so many things, but I fell in love with it so hard, I bought another one. And my best friend has my other one right now. Because I want to do this lasers, because the cool thing with some of the I mean, you can do a lot with an A1 Mini, but the cool thing with these other ones that I can have a laser attachment, that I can have a laser, I can do laser cutting. I can actually do, it has a cutting attachment that just cuts paper. It does kind of like everything I want to do in one machine, and so that's why I ended up upgrading. And Bamboo Labs, and I think you've maybe seen Doc has some videos about it. It is like Apple, like it just works. Like you're not really. Before I've heard all those horror stories where you're tinkering with stuff. It's just pretty much set it and print it, and then you can start designing your own thing. I think even Tom Buck, our friend Tom Buck, had a great video a couple weeks ago about his 3D printer and what he's able to do with it. It's just, I feel like I'm in Star Trek because it's like the replicator, but it just takes a little. It takes a little longer. I can't say Earl Grey hot. I can't do that without it. It takes a little while.
Not yet.
Not yet. Have you seen where I was at a farmer's market and they were 3D printing candy, like custom candy. Like I was like, that is cool.
They 3D print a lot of things, like in chocolate as well. My mom is a cake decorator, cake artist, and there's some really cool things that they do in that space. Either like in sugar, as you said, for candy, or a lot of chocolate art too.
Yeah. All right, now I'm trying to.
Yeah, it's crazy.
These little feet out. There we go.
All right, I'm taking a look at where you're at. You're getting there.
Getting there. And then I go around and kind of rough them out.
So good there.
And then I'll go in and make the details. I have a special V tool that I use for those kind of things. So
a V tool. Do you have that there? What does it look like?
So this is a bigger one than what I would use, but it's basically like it sounds. It's like a V.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it's like a gouge, but instead of rounded, it's like a solid V. And so you have these little. Where's my little thing? Oh, right here. When I sharpen it, you can see on this side, it has ways to sharpen those V's or kind of
cool.
strop it in.
Yeah.
That's one of the things. They go dull pretty easily, but you can usually get them if you don't wait too long by stropping them a little bit. So, yeah.
Huh.
Fun stuff. Let's see. So yeah, Creative is kind of complicated. Bamboo Lab is easier to navigate. Yeah, it's real. I've just been so impressed by how easy. Like, it even tells you, it stops it and says, "Hey, you need to run maintenance here. Use this. Here's a video." Like, if there's a problem on this printer, it gives me a QR code. I take it to my phone, and it takes me straight to the help to try to solve it. Like, it's just really, really cool the way they have done it. I've been so impressed with Bamboo.
That goes a long way. Yeah, it is funny. I feel like and this is probably similar across the board in most things, but there's almost like two different kinds of 3D printing people. So there's the people who are clearly the Bamboo audience, where they want it just to work because they have all of the creative ideas of, like, for them, the fun and the experience is in the outcome printing, and not the journey. Right. Whereas there's like all the 3D printers that are in our house, because I live with a family of engineer. Everything that they have is like, I found this printer and I've fixed it now, and it does like all these things, but like it doesn't do this one thing anymore. And I'm gonna figure out how to do that. Like, for them, the fun is in the journey and in tinkering. Kind of they like the tinkering part of it. And there's a bunch of different 3D printing companies that make products that are for tinkerers, where like you're 3D printing pieces for your 3D printer to like do these extra steps and do these things. So it's kind of it's interesting, the the different sides of that market for
It
sure.
is funny there's so much stuff, like even bamboo, they'll ship you like the parts for a scraper, but you have to 3D print the scraper. Like, so it's really,
Yeah.
it's very meta how like you're
Yeah.
making things for your printer to print. So it's just,
Yeah.
anyway, it's a lot of fun. So if you're like on the fence, like I would wait until like Black Friday because they had some serious deals. And you don't have to get the huge big one. You could, like I said, I had the A1 Mini, and I printed like huge stands for all my filament rolls and all that stuff. Everything's put together, and you just Maker World is where all these models live, and it's just it's really cool.
Or Thingiverse, is that another
that's
one?
another one.
A whole bunch of different models. Yeah.
Right now, I'm printing a
Thingiverse is
bunch
really
of.
cool.
I really like multi-board, and I'm going to kind of organize my office on multi-board, but it just takes a while to print out all the panels. It's like a pegboard on steroids that you can have all these different things. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of friends. I think Doc has a bunch of friends.
He does Gridfinity is one of the things he's doing,
there you go.
which is great because it organizes like your all your drawers and stuff, and so yeah, it's a whole movement. So. Wow, halfway through already.
It's still magic to me. It's all magical. I don't know how they do any of that stuff.
So this is another question.
Getting there. Yeah. I love color changing yarn, and this one's a sparkle
cool.
color changing yarn.
Look at that. Hold that up again. I want to see that.
Oh, sorry.
Oh
Look
yeah,
at that.
that is really
And
cool.
glitter.
Now, what is that going to be again?
I don't know. I'm just crocheting for the art of crocheting. It could be a very narrow blanket. It could be a doll blanket.
There you go.
We'll see. Whatever it becomes, Jeff. We're on the journey. I'm a journey creator.
So do you take this, because I don't know, like do you make pieces and then sew them together, or you make it all in one?
No. So, well, for this style, you would just crochet. So I should have made it way longer to make it a blanket, but right now I'm just having fun crocheting and hanging out with you because I can't focus on things. If you're doing granny squares like this, which is what I was doing last week, and this is the project I'm actually working on, this will take me weeks. But these ones that you do sew them you can either like sew them together like with the yarn, or you can crochet them together, but you attach them so that many of them make a sweater or a blanket or a bag or whatever else you're making. So that's what I'm more into these days, are the granny squares, or I showed these ones last week, but the like little amigurumi dudes. I just ordered more of these from Woobles. They had a Peeps collection for Easter, so Peeps coming my way soon. But I thought I need to get a little bit better at talking and crocheting. So for now, I'm just double crocheting. I'm practicing my stitches.
Well, there you go.
Which is fine, and I can tear this all out if I want.
I know this guy looks a little. Oh, did I lose? Oh, you're back. We're having some.
I'm here.
I don't know what's going on. Thank you, Starlink, for saving the stream. It just told me that they saved it.
Starlink, save the day.
All right. Oh, thank you for subscribing, Lala. I think, yeah. No, Crafts with Heather B subscribed. Oh, and no, she's saying she subscribed to Lala's channel, so that's awesome.
Oh, there we go. I love it. Crafters unite.
That's right. All right, let's see what we got to clean up here a little bit. So one of the things I always do is I try to make sure it doesn't look like it. Some carvers like leave the angles like from the block. Like if you look at it from the top down, you can kind of see it's still blocky. I always try to round everything. That's just the way I am. Some people like it. That's their style that they do. But I like to make sure it's all knocked down for the most part. Yeah. And some carvers sand their stuff so that you don't see the like.
I was just about to ask that. Like, is it? I mean, obviously part of it is a design aesthetic and like a personality thing. But what's the chance of like getting splinters and things from that? I mean, I guess if it's just sitting on a shelf, you're not like
and so
running around holding it. Right?
After you paint it, and basswood doesn't really splinter if you're carving stuff. Okay. So what I usually do is, after I paint it, there's this like wax mixture I put on it, and it kind of helps repel dust. Helps repel dust on it, and so that wax mixture that I put on at the end works really, really well.
Oh, okay. Awesome. That's one thing that I'm always terrible at whenever I'm dealing with wood. I'm always like, now it's in my hand.
Oh, yeah.
What did I do?
That's why I wear a glove, because I do not want to get stuff there. By the way, if you want to find out,
I have a baby like getting it out too.
With what Katie has on her Amazon shopping list, all her stuff. If you hold up your phone and take a picture of that QR code, that's her Amazon list of all her crafty crochet
all my fun
stuff. Yes.
Hooks.
And if you want some ideas for carving, they're over on my side. You can take a picture of that, and it will lead you to my Amazon storefront where we have. I even have some books and tools for soap carving. If people, I get that a lot. Like, I want my kids to do it, but I'm scared to give them any sharp, pointy things. So that's what I start them on. I remember in Scouts, like, carving a turtle. Like, it's vivid in my memory that I got like an ivory soap bar. No, it was Irish Spring because it was green. And we carved
Irish
turtles.
Spring, yeah.
We carved turtles.
So what tools do you use for, so if not something sharp, is it like a plastic?
It's like they have plastic ones down on Amazon. I think the one I used when I was a kid was wooden. So it's got an edge on it, but you can't, I mean, you could poke your eye out, but you couldn't. It's not like you can cut somebody. But
yeah.
Like, were you any clubs when you were a kid, Katie? Like, I know you did theater, but did you do any?
Nope. No, I mean, like church groups and things, like youth groups and such, but no. They had Girl Guides in Canada. I don't know if that's still a thing or if Girl Scouts are now a thing, but Scouts were not
in Canada.
I don't know, as much of a thing when I was a kid in Canada, or they were and I was not aware of them, but.
So like my wife really did. She did 4-H. Like, she was on the farm. She raised all that stuff.
I wish. Yeah.
Do they have one in where you're at for your kids? Do they have a 4-H?
They do, and my kids are not in. It would be my daughter, but she's not in it yet. But we have been chatting about getting her into it. She rides. She has horseback riding at a farm that's down the street from us. So she's definitely very involved in horsemanship and riding. She's right now doing like barrel racing, but
wow. There's a famous one, barrel racer. I did a website for her so many years ago, here in Kilgore. She's like a famous barrel trainer for people. Yeah, she's like a famous one. Of course I can't. She's so famous I can't remember her name. So
I know so little about it, other than I'm just starting to get caught up, and I do love that that her teacher just assumes that I know everything about it. Like, she's the friendliest, nicest person and talks to me as if I have been a professional barrel racer teacher for you. She's like, the blah, 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 the thing, and then we did this thing. And I'm like, okay, that sounds great. I don't know the answer to any of that, but she's so wonderful about it's like almost too inclusive, where I'm just like, I don't even think that we're on the same level at all. But
you just nod your head like,
I know.
Yeah. Sure. Well, Dina says really she used to record voiceovers for 4-H and FFA. They're her very first client.
Did you?
Very cool. Now I have to go and find those old ones and listen.
I know. Yeah, that's neat.
I never did 4-H. I didn't, but I did. A lot of my friends did. But Jody she showed her horse, so she had horse. We actually had horses here. We have 3.5 acres, and we had, when we were first married, her horse, and then a friend of ours had hers here, and it was so great to go out and just hear them. One of the favorite things to do is, like, when you feed them, just sitting out there and hearing them crunching. It's very relaxing. Like hearing them just chew.
Definitely.
So anyway, but I couldn't ride them. I just felt like I was getting kicked in the pants over and over and over when I would ride. So I just quit doing that. I just never got into it, but my wife sure loved it. So
I like riding. I'm not the best at it, but I enjoy doing it.
So I used to ride motorcycles, and it was really hard for me to get on a horse because you're not really in control. you have an illusion that you're in control, but you're basically on for the ride.
You're along for the ride, yeah.
Yeah.
Motorcycles are fun too. My My dad and my husband are both big motorcycle people.
The thing is, I still have my license, but I got rid of my motorcycle because it was just, people weren't looking. Like,
Yeah, no, you have to
they're
be,
on their phones.
assume everyone is going to kill you. Like that is the vibe of motorcycling. Assume everyone is after you.
So I have a Jeep, so that's the closest thing. So we take off all the
Jeep's
top.
fun.
Yeah, we haven't done it in a while. We need to do that again, but that's my excuse now. Or was my excuse to get a Jeep? That's what it was. All right,
I want to get back into. So other hobbies, I think I have them here. Let's see.
You have a list of hobbies?
I want to get back into. I do. I have a list of hobbies. I have my little guys here. I really like photography, which is maybe why I like video. But I bought these paper shoot cameras. There they are.
Oh, that's cool.
So they're like little they're little like pocket size digital cameras, but without the screens in the back. So they're like point and shoot. So you don't get the immediate gratification. You just got to go, and then you get that kind of old school vibe where when you get back, you get to process them all on your computer and see what you came up with. And they have these little lenses I got because I'm me. I got a Wes Anderson lens for my for one of them that attaches to it. It's like a filter, not like a lens, I guess technically a filter.
Got it.
But it attaches to it so that it gives everything this like pinky rosy hue that looks like you're in a Wes Anderson movie. And so it can be it's fun. It's like Instagram was before it became what is now Instagram.
Right.
Like you can get these kind of
those
fun
cameras
photos,
are super popular. In fact, the one you gave the speakers at Ecamm, Abby pretty much stole.
Yeah.
It's gone. Like she took it.
You need another one.
She was she loves that camera. She actually got one of her friends that
like those are called camp cameras. I think that brand is called Camp. Yeah.
She loves it, and that generation loves them.
Yeah, I think they're great. But there's also like I think they were called paper cameras. There's a bunch of really cool things within the world of photography that are not digital, that are analog, that people are kind of getting back into, which I think is neat.
Weren't those Lexer cameras or something? There was like a waiting list for.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. Kind of just the getting away from that. Like back when and this is like a joke in Dane's family, but Dane has this one cousin who is a total ham. And so I guess as a kid, his parents used to charge him $1 for every photo that he messed up because photos were so expensive to develop and took so much time. So they would take these family photos and he would make these like crazy faces. And they're like, all right, well, we're charging you for these. So, but there is like this idea of, again, like if you can take infinity amount of pictures, then like none of them are special. And then I definitely was getting into this habit where I was just posting these huge albums of photos on Facebook or whatever. And like, for what? Because it's like, you're never going back to it. You haven't captured like the one moment. So I don't know. I think the return in talking kind of about like analog and getting away from digital things. Like, I think it's kind of nice to be able to force yourself to choose, like, what is the intentionality of it? What is the best photo? You can't keep all of them. Right. you get to choose these ones.
And you're taking your time to plan your shots, all that stuff. Yeah.
You actually like learn a hobby. I think that's the kind of cool thing. Like these days we have the luxury of being able to be good at anything. Like anyone can be good at anything. But what are the things that like you really want to spend your time at? What are the things that you really want to develop a skill at?
Right.
And I don't know. I mean, I'm developing my skill at crocheting.
That's me. I'm like, people are like, oh, and I'm like, I am still a beginner when it comes to all this stuff.
But that's so cool. Because again, like I
was going to say, it's really cool in our chat that they're going and subscribe to each other's channels and all that stuff. That's fun to see.
Oh, thanks everyone. That is the vibe. That is what we want from this, is time to spend with people.
Dina says that she had to sell her Vespa, which I think I learned on a Vespa back in the day. It was too dangerous to ride. Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah.
I just know that I'm not going to bounce back if I lay a bike over anymore. So I was like, as much as I hate, I mean, I rode motorcycle to my, to high school like that. I mean, I've been riding for a long time. And my dad, it's so funny. My grandma and grandpa, he had an old Harley and had a sidecar in it. And there's stories about how grandma would go when they were dating, and she had an Afghan and she would pull it up and go to sleep down in the sidecar. I mean, it's just, so our whole family was like motorcycle stuff. So my dad was in a scout troop that was a motorcycle scout troop. They would go dirt riding and have all their camp stuff. And then like, I'm like, where did that happen? Like, nobody does that anymore.
Bring that back.
I know.
That's awesome.
They would pack up their bikes and then go riding and then camp. And I'm like, dang, that's really cool.
Oh, that is so fun.
So what are you going to give for your, Crafts with Heather B says she's at 52. I think she's trying to get subscribers, trying to get to 100. Then I'm doing a giveaway. So what are you going to give away, Heather B?
Oh, yeah.
Like
tell us more about your channel.
Yeah.
I can't subscribe yet, but I mean, as soon as we're done this, I'm going over.
And it's really, I'm trying to not kill myself and also read the chat. It's kind of hard.
I can't multitask well, but I would,
with sharp things. Right.
Yeah. I know. We planned this badly. I'm the one that doesn't have sharp things. I should be the one driving the show so that you don't hurt yourself.
Oh, we'll figure it out.
But yeah, Heather, what's the channel about? Are you doing like live crafting like what Lala does on her channel? Or is it not about crafting at all?
Wind chime. She's giving away a wind chime. That's cool.
Oh yeah, she did say she does wind chimes. That's cool. That always makes me think of the Harriet the Spy movie, because I'm geeky and I am who I am. But there's if you've seen Harriet the Spy with Rosie O'Donnell and Michelle Trachtenberg, there's like a scene where they go to this like incredibly cool like artist haven almost. It's like an outdoor space and it's got all these like statues and a lot of like wind chimes. Like that vibe just always seems so magical and enchanting to me. Like that is what I'm trying. That level of whimsy, like wind chimes in my yard, is what I'm trying to get to. So I may have to come over and try to win, Heather, because I would love to have more whimsy and magic in my backyard.
So
not now, it's winter, but later.
So Jody's uncle, who's like in San Marcos, he's really cool. He's just very crafty. He sings in a folk band, plays the dobro. Just a cool guy.
That's awesome.
He actually gave us one year. He had bamboo in his yard, and he made all these wind chimes that he gave to everybody from that bamboo, which I thought was very, very cool.
That's so cool. That is honestly like that's where I'm trying to get to. It's like if I could be good enough at a hobby, whether it's crochet or something else, that I feel like I could give like fun gifts to my friends and family. That's so fun. I love those things are always so special. I love receiving stuff like that. Just the idea of like being able to gift stuff. I'm not quite there. I've gifted some of my stuff.
You have maple syrup coming. Everybody wants maple syrup. Come on.
No one gets maple syrup, Jeff. Maple syrup is like liquid gold. That's a horrid.
You don't give it away. All right.
You don't give it away.
I see how you are. I'll give you something that took me 100 hours to make, but I'm not going to give you my maple syrup. Sorry.
I boiled down 8,500 liters of sap for this one tiny jar of maple syrup.
Well, I was the same way when I had bees, because everybody would come they would see the hives and they'd be like, hey, can we have some honey? I'm like, no, sorry, it's just for my family.
You can have eggs. I have so many eggs. People can have as many eggs as they want. So many eggs.
So you said duck. Like what? Do you eat duck eggs? I mean, what do you do with the duck stuff?
I do. Yeah.
Okay. Are they like giant, enormous duck? Like, do you what's the ratio?
No, they're just normal-sized ducks. Their eggs are maybe a quarter size larger than a large chicken egg.
Okay. Not too bad.
It's somewhat disappointing because the duck eggs, you're like, oh, these are going to be like completely different, and people it's like a marvel, but they really don't taste all that different.
Okay. Yeah.
They're a little bit bigger, and the yolk is a little bit like darker in color and like richer tasting. But other than that, it's not like I just use them exactly the same way as I do chicken eggs. Like they go in the waffles and they go in the omelets and like anything that takes eggs. I'm like,
now
whatever,
I'm hungry.
whatever
Yes.
from this giant thing of eggs that I have. It's
I still want to get chickens, but my wife had some sort of strange chicken incident when we got
there's always
room. We could put in a, like you have like Fort Knox when it comes to your hen house.
It doesn't matter. Chickens teach you about death. Everything wants to kill chickens. Chickens.
But yours
die.
is like wired and like got a surveillance system. It's amazing.
It does, but it doesn't matter. Like
Okay.
we had this Fort Knox chicken space, and the first time I got cameras, I bought these like Amazon Blink cameras, which work great, and they have these like powerful like batteries in them. So I have one inside the coop and one outside the coop. I had just set them up, and a raccoon got in and killed all of my chickens, and didn't even like eat the chickens, just massacred them. And I had the benefit of getting it all on camera because
Your kids, let's watch. Let's pop some popcorn and watch the massacre of our chickens.
It was even worse because it was over Christmas, and I had a horrible flu, and I was in bed, and I only saw like a second of it on the camera, and I just shut the camera off. I told Dane that all of the chickens were dead, and then like an hour later, I was like, I'm buying myself new chickens, and because I'm sad and it's Christmas, I'm buying myself the fanciest, stupidest chickens. I'm mail ordering myself new fancy pants chickens, and I don't care what the cost is.
So when you mail order, do they come as an egg or do they come as like full chickens?
They come as, you can get them either way. Mine came as chicks, just a box of peeping chicks, which was the most fun.
My barber one time had a, like from the feed store, she had a box of like, and they were colored for Easter, which is not good, I know, but people were taking them home.
Well, they may not have been colored. Are you sure that they were actually colored for Easter? Because my chickens lay different. Like we have a one that lays blue eggs.
They were pink. They were pink, fluffy. It looks like Peeps. You know, the marshmallow.
Oh, the chicks were colored. Oh yeah, that's probably not good.
No, it's not probably. But I guess they do that. So.
Yeah, they're so cute when they're little and they peep everywhere. Peep 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 peep.
Did you ever see the Dirty Jobs episode where he was sexing chickens? There's a job where they have to sort them, and it was like super fast, and that was a Dirty Jobs episode, which I thought was fascinating. Which I had no idea there was a job doing that.
People's jobs are wild. That would be a crazy job.
Alrighty, we got about 10 minutes left. I'm getting there. It's about time to pull out the old V tool. I want to.
All right, let's see if this. The one thing I'm bad for. This is doing a little bit. It's like, is it straight? This is the one thing I'm bad for on blankets. Is it? Does it actually fold in half, or is it totally?
So I always have to. This is a scrap piece of wood, and I'm trying to see. Yeah, see how that makes a little gouge there.
Oh yeah.
So that's what it does, and I kind of use that to go around the hat and stuff. I'm gonna kind of clean this up a little bit more, round it up. Hey, Katie Simpson live just showed up. Said hello. So good to see you here.
Hi, Katie.
Duck eggs are great for cakes. Do you make a lot of cakes with your duck eggs?
I don't make a lot of cakes. I'm not a big cake person. I like cookies and I like pancakes. Do pancakes count? I make a lot of pancakes. I should try to bake cakes. I think it is my mom is as I said, is a cake decorator, and so my whole life I grew up with the whole house always smelling like cake, and I just like I just don't. Pounds. I don't love it. I like ice cream. I like fancy cakes. Like I like little.
Does she still do it? Is that her business? Does she still do it?
She still decorates. Yeah. She can just look at anything. Like she could make.
You should enter in one of those contests where they.
Anything.
Is it cake? Have you seen that show?
I know. I have seen that show. She watches all those. Yeah, it's crazy. She once made an entire like life-size bulldog, like an English bulldog, out of cake that was like looked like these people's dog. And then she's also the person, and I love her to bits and pieces. She would look at this cake. Like she would spend 8 hours a day every day for like a month making like whatever crazy cake, and then she'd be like, well, that'll be $45. Like that's not
That's a
that's not an
Walmart cake.
appropriate
That's
price
not your
for it.
cake.
Walmart doesn't even charge that for cakes, but she would be like, well, no one wants to pay more than that. I'm like they do.
Yes.
They will pay more than that.
Yes.
Yeah, she's
So Katie
she's
asked.
not allowed to get into the business side of it all.
So Katie, I'm making. She's asking what we're making, and Katie is crocheting a very thin
I'm crocheting
blanket.
for the fun of it.
But that's
It'll
cool
get
yarn,
big.
though. That is very cool yarn.
Yeah, it is really fun yarn. It's sparkly.
And I'm making a penguin, so that's what I'm doing. That's what we're crafting on.
Yeah, we're crafting.
I
did buy this. I bought this big, like, super chunky crochet hook because I got a pattern to do a granny square blanket, but with super thick, chunky yarn. And instead of the like little like this, see this pattern for granny square, it's a tulip in the middle.
Ooh.
And I was like, oh, that would be fun. So I bought a pattern and I bought all the yarn and then the big hook, but I haven't cracked into it yet. Maybe next week.
Yeah, it's funny you say
So
patterns.
scared.
You said patterns, and it was a little bit triggering. I remember when I was a kid, my mom would take us to the pattern store. Remember, there's a store for patterns, and they had those books and all the fabric, and I'd be like, "Oh my!" And there's nothing. I mean, we talked about being bored at the beginning.
Store for boys.
Oh my gosh,
kids
that was torture. And I would go look at the patterns, and they would have costumes of like a pirate or whatever, and that was the only cool thing that I could look. And I was just so bored at that store. It's so funny. Was it McCall's? Was it called McCall's? It may have been.
Yes, it was. Yep, I can see those patterns in my head.
And they had little stools, and I would look at I was so bored because Mom sewed everything. Like she's a great seamstress, but oh my gosh, that was torture. It's so funny you said pattern. I went, triggered.
Don't worry, Jeff. I got mine from Etsy. So
okay.
I did not force. No children were bored.
We're bored at the making of this. Yes. Very funny. Yeah, Tina says yes. The costume sections of those catalogs.
Yeah.
Those were the only exciting things for boys in the whole store. Oh, that's so funny.
Although I do wish that I was good at sewing because it's trying to find like. My kids are not the kids who can just go to like the store and buy a costume. Like they're the kids that are like, I was thinking that I would be XYZ. And I'm like, I am not capable. We need to ask Grandma to help us with that. I don't think I am capable of pulling together this very detailed costume idea you have.
So Halloween was different when I was a kid. We had a parade in our school. I remember we would like go through the town with all our costumes. My parents would make... I was the first one I can remember was I was the Tin Woodsman, and they made me armor, and I had that little mask with the slit in it, that you breathe through, but everything else was crafting.
Yes. The, like plastic one, and that
stupid little elastic with a staple. Yeah. That was the only thing holding it on. Yes, but then they made me. So I was a Viking one year. I was the mummy. Like Mom made me she sewed me an outfit out of a sheet and then took strips and we wrapped it and glued it to the sheet, the outfit. Whoa. And I wore that. It was epic. It was awesome. Like, it was so cool. Yeah. That was a cool one.
Yeah. No, we don't. That's the one Mom fail. I didn't get there. I bought the costumes.
You're a cool mom.
I'm a cool mom in other ways, but I did not pull that one off. I wish I had.
If you make pancakes every morning, of course you are. Sounds like, wow.
I do. I make a lot of breakfast foods. I love a breakfast. I love a breakfast food.
I'm with you. All right. Well, you know what, Katie? We are at time.
That's it. We gotta go. Pencils down.
Pencils down. So getting there, I think I will next week. Finish it up with the getting the details in it, and then we can move on. We'll paint some of these. Painting. So what about you? What are your plans for next week, Katie?
Okay, so next week I'm either, depending on timing, I'm either going to do my new Woobles kit that I got. It's going to be either the Peep Chick or the Peep Bunny. So we can do an unpackaging. It's not a box. We can do an unboxing of the package and see what I got and work our way through there. Or I can start my tulip blanket. But one of those. But I'll try to prep so that because I don't want to spend the whole time just trying to read the pattern.
The instructions.
Yeah, I don't want to trigger Jeff too much with the pattern.
No patterns. That's right.
No patterns. But I need to find one where I can work through.
Yeah. And by the way, thank you so much for the sponsor of the show, which is Ozbot. Am I saying that right? Is it Ozbot? Am I OBSbot? How do I say it? You know?
I say Obsbot, but I have lots of Ecamm people who call it Obsbot. So yeah, it's the Ecamm bot. You know.
Yeah, whatever. But it's the one that allows us to go, boom, for me up there, which is very, very cool. I can zoom in, do all sorts of cool things. So thank you to them for sponsoring the show. Make sure to check out Katie's Amazon store and mine as well. When you purchase something from there, it doesn't cost you anything, but it helps support this channel. And thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Yeah, Mommy Guide says, yes, time passes so fast when you're having fun. Yeah. And crafting is one of those fun things. And we will have the contest ready for you guys, so maybe enter. Why am I blurry? Everything's falling apart, Katie. We better stop this show right now. So anyway, thank you guys.
It's Friday. It's a Friday.
That's right. Thank you guys so much for watching, and tell your friends about this. Let them know what we're doing on Fridays. Have them stop by. We'll be doing it at the same time next week. So thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.